Hi there, everyone. I'm Kathleen Randelia, and this is Brandon's House Counseling Center's Monday Mental Health Moment. Everybody knows what these are, right? Stickers. And these are stickers that have some really nice words on them. Things like awesome, great job, excellent, way to go. Now, why would we have stickers like this? Why do we give kids those kind of stickers instead of, well, you did okay, but you could try a little harder next time? Or, I guess you met all the requirements. Here you go. Well, why? Because we're trying to inspire them. We're trying to affirm what they did and help them to improve a little bit at a time, but recognize the growth that they've put in and the effort that they did. That's why we use affirmations. Now, today, we're going to be talking about all the things that you can do to help going back to school, preschool jitters and stress. So in dealing with that stress, one of the things that we're going to talk about is affirmations and how using positive thoughts can truly help when you're feeling a little bit down, a little bit stressed, and how as a parent, you can include affirmations into your children's day-to-day life and maybe even use them for yourself. Teachers who are going back to school feel some preschool jitters too. So we want everybody to use some tools to decrease your stress. So for those of you who don't know, Brandon's House Counseling Center is a free counseling center for teens and their families. We are free, that's right. No charging, no bills, no hidden costs anywhere. We're 100% free. In order for us to stay free, though, we depend on the community that we serve to support our service. So we have some fundraisers throughout the year, and we let you guys know what's going on so that you can participate as we have those events. So before we get into our Monday Mental Health Moment tips, I'm going to give you a little bit more background about what we have going on at Brandon's house right now. So first off, if you aren't familiar with Brandon's House at all, you can learn more through scrolling through our pages, or you can check out our website at brandonshousein.com. That will have all the information about our services, our staff, what we have going on right now as far as events, and if you're interested, we do have a way that you can donate directly through our website as well. So that's Brandon's House. What do we have going on? Well, one of the things that we have been doing for the last year or so is having our 31 on the 31st campaign. And this is through GoFundMe. And we're trying to raise $31,000 to support free counseling for teens. And the way that we figured would be easy for everybody to remember this is whenever there's a 31st on the calendar, you can donate $31. Now you can donate more than that, but $31 is the base cost of one counseling session at Brandon's house. So for example, this week we may be seeing 30 kids. Well, in order to supply that number of kids, we need 30 people to donate $31. So if you're able to, we would greatly appreciate it. We will be including the links below and then also putting them up throughout the week so you can follow along. You can donate even if it's not the 31st yet. That's okay. We appreciate any donations, but we just figured sometimes it's easier to have something to remember by. So whenever you see the 31st, remember 31 on the 31st, and that will help a teen in need. A lot of teens don't have access to the help they need. You'd think in this day and age that, anybody can find the help whenever they need it, that people have health insurance that pays for these kind of things. But for a lot of families, the burden of co-pays and seeking out help is really a lot. If you think about it, if you have 2 kids at home, you're trying to have each of them see a therapist each week, your copay is $20 to $40 every week. That's going to add up really fast for a lot of families, especially when you're already going through something that's causing your family stress. So at Brandon's house, we've removed that financial barrier and made it so that all you have to do is call and ask for help. Now, besides the 31 and the 31st, we also have our auction coming up. So this year, due to the pandemic and being abundantly careful, we are still having our fundraiser online. So there will be no in-person component to the auction itself, but we are having a auction donation drop-off day on August the 7th. That's a Saturday from 11 to 2. And so if you have an auction item that you'd like to donate, you can drop it on by. Also, you can donate any items during the week when we're open during our regular office hours. If you have a business or something that you think that we would appreciate in our auction and want us to come and pick it up, just give us a call, message us. We'd be happy to do so. All of this proceeds go directly to Brandon's house. They stay local, and it helps to support families in need. Now, what kind of items do we want? Well, things that are of $20 value or more, that are either in really good condition or collectible, things like that. We also like to have gift baskets. Those are always really popular. So they can be different themes. So far, I know that we have a wine and chocolate gift basket that has been donated. I'm sure a lot of you will want to bid on that one. It looks really yummy. Then we also have a s'more kit, one that actually comes with its own fire pit. Yeah, that's right. Your own fire pit, everything you need right there. Have some s'mores. We have some really fun things though that have been donated. And so we've been posting some pictures. Hopefully you've seen some. If there's something that you think you would like to see in our auction, you can comment below. We'll try and get it added to our auction. If there's something that you think that you would like to donate though, definitely get in touch with us. We do still need those. We also, if you're not interested in donating, have a sponsorship option. And our sponsorship is basically almost a advertising marketing option for your company. So you can have your name and business out on our social media for one level. For another level, you can actually have us do basically a mini live commercial for your company that will go over all of our social media as well. So there's different levels, whatever fits best for your company. All of our donors will be listed on our auction website and get credit for that. And when you donate an item, on the item page itself, as the donor, it'll have a link to your website as a business. So you're gonna have people looking through our auction website and saying, oh, that looks really cool. And where'd that come from? Oh, well, hey, let me check them out. And then they're gonna look at your website and it gives you some traffic as well. So it's good for both of us. So if you're interested, like I said, get in touch with us about our auction. And so then the other thing that we have going on is we are still hiring for our social media coordinator position and our administrative assistant position. Those are listed on Indeed and you can apply through that. So if you're interested in one of those, please get your application in as soon as possible. We are hopefully rounding up all of our applicants this week. So if you've been thinking about applying, do it tonight. All right, so that's what we've got going on. Back to my stickers. All right, affirmations. How many of you just need to hear somebody say, you did a good job today? I know things were a little bit tough. It was Monday. Things are a little crazy on Mondays sometimes, but I saw that you really hung in there. You put in effort. I'm really proud of you. For those of you who needed to hear that, I'm sure that it kind of felt like, oh, thank you, right? Well, because it's true. We all need to have positive affirmations. And sometimes we can be a little hard on ourselves and we do the opposite. We put ourselves down a lot. Oh, I'm gonna be terrible. How am I gonna pull this all off? Oh my gosh, this is crazy. What am I gonna do, right? Well, as we do that, it brings us down. And the negative things take a lot more impact off of us. You know, it just like beats you up. But every time you hear something positive, it helps to slowly build that esteem and confidence back. And I know that for some of you, you may feel like, hey, I'm pretty good on that front. But think about when you were a teenager or when you were a new kid going into new class at school. Maybe you were just brand new to the town. Maybe it was just you were going from elementary school to middle school. Remember how that felt? It's a little bit more intimidating, right? So for all of our kids now that are going back to school, both this week and next week, we have a lot of local kids who are going to be starting back at school. A lot of them do need to hear those positive affirmations. So as parents, you can build that into your daily conversation. It doesn't have to be a thing of, okay, still, all right, hold still. I'm going to tell you 2 positive affirmations. Listen up, okay? I've worked hard on these ones and the phrasing, so pay attention, right? No. It can be just part of general conversation of, hey, honey, I'm so proud of how brave you are, and, you're going to do great tomorrow. That can be in there. You can write it on a note, stick it in their lunch. I know that they might say that that's not cool anymore, but most of them do still read it. So, notes that way. Texting, okay? If your kid has a cell phone, sending them a text with an affirmation in it every day is a great idea to help build their self-esteem and just keep that communication with them. You might not get a response back. That's okay. You know that it got to them. And that is the important thing, is giving them access to those positive words. So as we're going into this really kind of nervous time, getting back to school, sometimes it's exciting things like, hey, I'm going to see my friends again. I get to go into this new class. But even good things come with stress. So we want to deal with that stress by using positive thoughts. So build in those positive affirmations. If you Google affirmations for going back to school, it's going to come up with a whole bunch of lists too, guys. You do not have to be a creative writer here, okay? It will come up with everything you need right there. So, some really good ones are, I'm excited to learn something new, or I'm going to take a deep breath and I will do great, or I'm brave enough to try. Maybe another one would be, I'm a problem solver, or I'm going to focus on my own results. You obviously have to, make it fit whatever age child you have, but you want to have those positive things that can, also fit in sometimes with recognizing that they might not have it all together yet. Hey, who of us does, right? So, for example, I've strived for progress, not perfection. That gives a little bit of room for, well, I might not do 100%, but I'm going to give it my best shot. So having some positive affirmations is one thing that you can do to help either yourself or your child as they're starting back to school this week or next with those preschool jitters. Another thing that you can do is practicing our deep breathing exercises. We do those a lot of times. They kind of fall into all sorts of different reasons, but the reason we do them all the time is because they're really effective and they kind of work in very quick moment. So remember, one of the things that we want to do when we take nice deep breaths is to fill our lungs and all the way. So we don't want to just have shallow breathing, because if you hyperventilate, that will kind of defeat the purpose of deep breathing to relax. So you want to take nice deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. So breathe in. When you breathe, you want to pause and you want to do it nice and slow too. So one of the ways to do that is to count with your fingers. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to pause, and then you're going to exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's try it one more time. Okay, so breathe in with me. As you do this for a few minutes, it's going to slow your heart rate down. increase your oxygen levels. It will help you to feel more calm, still a few of those butterflies. It will also help you to think more clearly so that you can remember some of your positive affirmations when you're feeling nervous. So these are all things that happen as you just start to take some nice deep breaths. And it's something you can do that's pretty subtle too. I know right now I'm maybe being a little bit more dramatic in my motions so that you guys can see it. But overall, you can be sitting on the bus, you can be sitting in class, you can be standing in the lunch line, and you can be taking these deep breaths. And it will help you to calm down, and those around you are not going to notice. So remember, you breathe in, breathe in, and breathe out. Okay, so as you're doing these nice slow deep breaths, you're gonna start to feel a little bit more in control. And remember, it's the first day. It's not gonna be everything perfect, but you do your best and you're going to get a good start to the rest of your school year. And I know that school still looks a little bit different right now for a lot of our kids too. So one of the things that you want to talk about with your child is any concerns or fears they have, because knowing what they're dealing with and removing rumors and things like that really does help to alleviate anxiety. A lot of the school counselors I've talked to still are dealing with children who have a lot of misconceptions. So you can go to the CDC to look at guidelines of what they suggest for age-appropriate things to talk to your child about regarding the pandemic and things that are happening at their school with that. A lot of schools have put out recommendations for you as well to give them some guidelines. Again, you want to remove the rumors that they may have heard from friends, peers, social media, things like that, and help them to realize what's actually happening, what's in their control, and remind them that as their parent, you are making efforts on a continuous basis to keep them safe. That's something that our kids, no matter how old they are, do need reassurance of. So remember this week, as you're going back to school, to focus on those positive affirmations, those good thoughts, and deep breathing when you're feeling a little bit stressed, and then remembering what's in your control, and also remembering that it's just the beginning. If things don't go right the first day, there's always the second. So I hope that everybody does, though, have a wonderful start to their school year. We are going to continue to talk about going back to school and things that relate to that in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to touch base on bullying, peer pressure, some stress anxiety coping skills. So some things that really are going to hopefully help our teens and other kids to have a positive, mentally healthy school year. So for those of you who know kids, have your own, or know others with them, I hope that you will share this video so that they can also enjoy hearing about some things that could help decrease their stress this week. Remember, we have our 31st coming up, so our Give 31 on 31 will be on Saturday this week, and we are accepting auction donation items and sponsors for our auction. So get on those things. I look forward to talking to all of you next week. Have a wonderful week.